know. I don't know what's complicating it. They have billions of dollars and trained people,
Right.
like
All these shows coming
and
out.
we're two guys in our freaking bedrooms just trying to like pitch ideas to each other, and it seems like we're coming up with like reasonable
That's what I'm
ideas.
saying.
Ty, how's that beard though? Before we continue any further,
It's getting long. I need to get it trimmed up, actually.
yeah, you getting it braided? You getting that like Viking action?
I can do the braid, but
You choose not to. Yeah, too much raw masculinity there, bro. I feel you. All right, so Kenobi episode 4. Kenobi episode 4. Bro, a lot of things happened in the last episode that that I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wanted immediate repercussions and consequences to in this episode.
Right.
But we didn't really get that. You know what I mean?
We didn't. This episode, it was only 32 minutes. It was the shortest episode.
Oh, first complaint.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Upset that they decided to give us a filler episode with 2 episodes left.
That's a good way to put it, because it was a filler episode, but
It was, man.
but it was like
There was a couple cool things that happened, but it definitely felt like a lot of filler. Disappointed, not gonna lie.
Just because you set up your filler episode in the last episode doesn't mean it's not a filler. Literally, like having a side mission to go retrieve Leia again.
Oh my god!
And then like just get her back at the end of the story, which is this is spoilers, so no biggie. But what was this? And then like the stuff that happened last time, like the burns, you kind of only dealt with that for like 30 seconds.
Right, and then like she's telling him, Tala is telling him, like, stay in the tank, you're not healed yet, but he was healed. Like, so it was like, what was the point of blowing all that up? Like, it was cool that you got to see like him in the tank, Vader in the tank, and doing that. Like,
what was that? What was that, like some Force connection? So it's like when he is connected to the Force, when Vader has this ability to like reach out across like stars and stuff, like like that happened in The Last Jedi and in the recent movies too, right?
Yeah, it did. But that's the thing. Like you dealt with the burns. Like you saw Obi-Wan get burned pretty badly last episode.
Yeah, I was like, I'm kind of wondering like why Anakin was so damaged.
They start with him getting carried to the back of the tank. He gets out of the back of the tank, and then it's like, no more burns. He's good. He can go save Leia now.
That's what I was saying.
I had it. That was the first indication of this episode for me that I was like, I think there's going to be a pacing issue with this, and I think it's going to be a lot of filler. And at that moment, I wasn't looking forward to this episode. And there was a couple cool parts. Don't get me wrong.
Couple, yeah.
But that kind of set the premise for me. And then the fact that it's 32 minutes long, I was like, we had talked about this the last time we talked about the episode 3. The nostalgia's wearing off. They have to deliver, and I was looking for more than 32 minutes of filler in the 4th episode.
Especially when you know this has 6 episodes.
I know.
And you're like, why do you have a 6 episode? Why is there filler like in a 6 episode miniseries? Right. And it just seems like weird to me. Like, did you guys not have a story before making this show that you can really like tell? Because I kind of feel you. Like episode 1 and 2, I'm in. You know what I mean? Premiere episodes, I'm in. I'm excited. I like certain things. Certain things were goofy, which is an indication of where we're going. Episode 3, the climax of them meeting finally kind of comes into play, which I'm okay. But I was disappointed in how it was executed, and I think that's like an ongoing thing with this series. That keyword execution is kind of like ruining it a little bit. Like it's one of the drawbacks. I don't think there's like a superior like director at play right now. Like the direction, like it looks like, because I'm not being specific to like how it's shot, because it's shot very well. I'm talking about like decision making. Yeah. Right.
Just the storyboard process, the plot, all that is a little choppy. And for me, episodes 1 and 2 were setting the foundation of the show.
And episode 1 was like not much was happening except for like it showed you like the show isn't really like filled out. Like it has filler. Like you're saying.
episodes 1 and 2 were setting the foundation for the show. Episode 3 left me wanting more, and then with episode 4, they gave us 32 minutes of
just
this rescue Leia.
Waste of time.
I was not interested in it.
No consequences. So basically, no consequences. You know how I know it's filler. Where they end up at the end of the plot of this episode is kind of like where they were in the last episode. All right, they had
Leia. Exactly.
And just for you to put a tracker on her little droid, right. To get like you didn't need this. You didn't need to do any of this.
Right. Because you already knew he was going to come get Leia.
Yeah.
So now you're putting a track, like you're repeating. And that's actually a really good point. I didn't think of that.
It was a complete. You could skip this arc. You could skip this episode, right?
And they would still be in the same situation.
Exactly. Like they're on the run from the Empire. Vader's on their ass. What's her name? Reva's on their ass.
Speaking of Reva.
Yeah, pretty bad.
Dude. So I didn't have an issue with her the first couple episodes. Don't give me cool. She's got a lot of power. Whatever. This episode, I had a problem because the whole interrogating a 9-10-year-old kid, pissed me off. To be blunt, like you're sitting there roasting her like she's gonna give you like she's a 10-year-old kid. I don't care if she's the son of Bail Organa. She's not gonna give you the information you're looking for. But you're like police interrogating, slamming stuff on the table, like.
I mean, they are the Empire and they are evil, but Jesus, like,
I was like,
don't they have mind extraction? Oh, I guess they did try that with her. Yeah. And she was too powerful.
Yeah, but just her interrogating Leia, like, there's 2 paths, and I want to know where they are, and you're gonna tell me, like, she's a 10-year-old kid, dude. She's not gonna give you like these in-depth plans that you're looking for. She probably she probably knows a little bit of what you're talking about, but she's 10 years old, like. I was like, this is ridiculous.
So Vader wanted Leia. What's even going on with this? Like, I'm kind of trying to remember what the heck they did. Wait. The Empire's after Leia because of Bail Organa, right? Not because they know about anything going on with her. But I feel like that's a dead giveaway that you can't force push her, like mind her, or like you can't control her mind with the Force. Like, hey, this might be a Force user. You know what I mean? Force sensitive. Which we have,
Originally, in the first couple episodes, Reva makes a comment that she went through the archives and found a connection to Obi-Wan with Bail Organa. So that's why they captured Leia originally.
Yeah, okay.
Because they knew that possibly Obi-Wan could come and get her. But now that it's like, okay, Obi-Wan tried to get her, but we still have to have a reason to keep catching her, they introduced this whole... oh, we know you know the plans. And I'm like, no, she doesn't.
That's what it is. Okay. Yeah, okay, because...
So they switched it up.
So first 2 episodes, I'm in. Third episode, they don't execute the way their meeting went for me, which I'm like, okay, let's just see where it goes. And then this episode, I kind of do not like. I do not like this episode for the most part. There's some good things.
There was some cool shots. There was some really cool shots, like the dark room where the two stormtroopers were guarding Leia, and you see the blue lightsaber take out the one, then take out the other. That was a really cool shot. The whole stormtroopers chasing him in the hallway and like the water breaking in. I thought that was pretty cool because you saw like the stormtroopers' bodies just floating in water. I thought that was cool. It was a bit.
It was cool, but it was kind of cheesy. Yeah, like, you tell me the water. I don't know. There's technically goofy stuff that happens. Yeah. Like
all that kind of series, there's been that.
It's an execution thing.
Reva doing the parkour,
exactly.
And now it's Obi-Wan pushing water and able to outrun it to get out the door.
It's again the show's struggling with execution, like
yes, man.
Like not just on a directorial level, but technical level. Even like when they were escaping, like the visual effects did not look good, and for that, like when they were escaping with like there was like that ship. I don't know what they call them, but. The ship that like Reva ended up throwing a bomb at or something, and then the CGI looked kind of off there for a little bit. It is so. I guess all I'm saying is it doesn't look like the same effort that's in Mandalorian, Boba Fett.
That's a very good point.
It doesn't seem the same quality is not there. It's not like I don't see the quality in this, which is confusing to me. And maybe the show needed more time because it seemed like a lot of these are consequences of being rushed, maybe. And like you don't have a story filled out. You have technical stuff that's not going through. It's bare bones story, like I said. You got like weird decision making. It seems like you have to cut stuff. filler here. I feel like if the show needed more time, give him more time, bro. Like give it another year, or I don't know, whatever you needed. Like fill out the story, like have a decent script. I mean, there's so much like lore I mean the legacy stuff you can pull from. Like I feel like comics, books, like base it off something and then rework it to fit in your universe. But
I almost feel like it's a slap in the face to Star Wars fans in a sense, because you have all of these Star Wars shows coming out, right? And you know that we were looking forward to this. You bring back this cast, you have all these cameos. We get to see Obi-Wan, is Ewan McGregor's back. We get to see Vader, Hayden Christensen's back. But then you say, oh, we're going to give you 6 episodes. So when I hear that, I'm like, okay, you're going to give me 6 episodes of substance. But then you give me episode 4 of 32 minutes. And I'm like, why? Is there a funding issue? Was there a casting issue with like the contract saying, oh, we'll only do 6 episodes? Like, what is the reasoning and the logic behind this, knowing the anticipation for this show and just giving us 6 episodes? I can't understand it.
Yeah, the amount of retconning is not worth it anymore.
No,
because like it would have been worth it if you delivered with something like, oh, okay, I don't care, you know, all right, you changed crucial things, whatever. Right. But now, like, you change crucial things and you're not really delivering the thing that you made it seem like you were delivering. At least with this episode, like, and you notice it throughout the series. Like in hindsight, like the meeting with Vader should have been more impactful. I was thinking, if you're gonna do a filler episode, right? In my opinion, don't do it with the Princess Leia plot. Do it where like give us an adventure with young Anakin and young Obi-Wan that we never saw before. Because there was years in between the movies. Clone Wars covers this on the TV show. Like, give us an adventure, like maybe from the show, or like one we don't know about, that they went on together that was impactful, that kind of ties in. If you're gonna give me a filler, that would have been a cool side thing to see. Or, you know, it's just you gave me a Leia plot that ends up right where it started. I don't understand.
Or show me some of Luke, young Luke, like something we haven't seen. Give me like, 15 minutes of something that's going on with him, just to bring him.
Where is? Okay, I always mess up his name. Hayden Christensen. Yeah, Christian Hayden.
Hayden Christensen.
Hayden Christensen. Okay, where is Hayden Christensen? Like, you have him. He's willing to. I'm sure he's not busy. Like, get him to do multiple episodes, and if you need a filler episode, okay, there you go. Like. Right. You know, I mean, it seems like it's built in. We still haven't got the Qui-Gon payoff. I think we're gonna get it, but I don't know if we are gonna get it.
I think we are. I mean, they teased Hayden Christensen in the cloak, but like, that was kind of my concern when they said, "Oh, we're bringing Hayden back as Vader." I was like, "Well, how much of Hayden are we gonna see?" Because if you're not really gonna see him, what's the point?
Yeah,
like, he's in his suit.
He was in a hoodie at one point.
Like. So my question for you going forward is, do you think they can execute? That's the word of the day, right? Execution. Can they execute the final 2 episodes to redeem this special series?
If the first 4 episodes weren't really the story, like they were the prequel to the real story that they want to tell, and then the next 2 episodes are hour plus, like really, like that's where the bulk of the story is. Like, oh, this was all, it was really just for these last 2 hours, and like it's a full like movie essentially, where like, the payoff is there, then it would make it up for me. But it's like, if we get another 30-minute episode, I'm not confident. If we get Leia gets kidnapped 4 more times before, like, if the whole plot is just Leia getting back to Organa, I'm like, okay, this is a waste of unless there's multiple seasons, maybe, I don't know, unless there's another season coming, but I don't know if there is. If the end of this, he delivers Leia back and he goes back into his cave, and Vader just somehow doesn't, like, it just forgets about him or something, or like is disconnected with him, I don't know, and doesn't check Tatooine, where they keep finding people like himself. He's born on Tatooine, by the way. Like, I don't know.
And that's, like, how, so for me,
the plot holes aren't worth it. Like,
I'm less optimistic than I was at the end of episode 3. At the end of episode 3, I was like, okay, cool. Like, we're going to see more, whatever. But like, after this 32-minute filler episode, I'm just like, how are they going to wrap this up? Because you bring up a really good point. They keep finding these people on Tatooine, right? The sand planet. They already found Obi-Wan there. So how in the hell are they going to make it make sense at the end of this series? Like, are they just going to go their separate ways and he's just going to go
yeah,
back
and
to
you're not
Tatooine
gonna
and
check the
never gonna find him
area.
again?
Like
that
Vader, you're
doesn't make
from there.
sense
Your
to me.
half brother's there. Like even, or is it half brother or step brother? Like I think what's Uncle Owen to Vader? They're like half or step brothers, right?
So it's step.
So it's not his blood brother.
Right.
Okay, it's just like someone his.
Yeah.
I thought the person. Oh, Vader was born from the Force. He's not.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
It's the Immaculate Conception.
Immaculate. I was like, didn't the slaver bang his mom and then like bang his other dude? But no. Yeah. Like like not that one. I felt like he had a human one. I thought he had a human one at one point, but never mind. Yeah, that's actually a good point. It wouldn't have been the alien dude. But yeah, no, there's like just a lot of technical things that are not adding up. It's definitely leaving me concerned for the last couple of. I feel like they're not gonna give us like crazy good episodes. What they're gonna do is gonna give us like fan service, right? And so it's not gonna be something like like something amazing for the plot. It's gonna be like not Ewan McGregor, but the Taken dude. What's his name? Liam Neeson. Oh, you got Liam Neeson. You got Hayden Christensen. You got I bet you didn't expect to see CP3PO or they're just gonna give you a bunch of these to make you happy. But I think it's gonna end literally how I just described like 5 minutes ago or 5 seconds ago, where it's just like he just everybody for mind wipe somehow, like just like how it's like somehow the galaxy keeps forgetting the Jedi existed. And and it was only like 20-30 years ago where they had like a whole republic, like that kind of thing. Like in the newer movies, it's like it feels like the memories are short in these movies for some reason. Like chronologically, like I don't get it. How do you not know Luke is like the OG that saved the galaxy? Is he a legend already? It's only been like 20 years,
Yeah.
And I don't know. Anyway, that's just an overall Disney Star Wars critique. It doesn't look like they are as good as with continuity as I'd hope they'd be. They just haven't been good with it, to be honest.
Yeah, it makes me worried because the whole point of this show in my mind was to kind of give us fill in that gap between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. But I don't see how in 2 episodes you can give us enough to leave us in a good spot for A New Hope.
Can I give you my pitch for Obi-Wan show?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, my pitch wouldn't have been this. Obviously, a Princess Leia safe plot. There wouldn't have been Leia's and Luke's and like that. They would have been like how you saw them in the first episode. Oh, right there they are, and passing. You know what I mean? I would have made Obi-Wan right, like he ends up being the cave person like much later. And he's just this really. I would have made it like an espionage show. Like he's really undercover, and he's secretly helped like the future rebellion. Like he's just been like maybe like he's an undercover pilot. There's like a lot of these like ways to to do this in this show. Maybe he always wears a mask like a Mandalorian, or he changes his look. Technologies that are out there. Something. I would have made him a super undercover person that like it's the secret story of how he actually helped the new rebellion come to be. And then he finally like got built up, and then like he retires near old age, and when Luke is ready, that's when they it would have been some kind of weird. It would have been some kind of plot like that. Like he's like a secret agent, and he can't use the Force because when he uses the Force, it's like obviously like bounty hunter, like these guys, Inquisitors and Vader starts to whoa. But if he's like concealing himself, he's completely disconnected with the Force, and over a long period of time, like 6 seasons maybe. That's when you just like, oh, this is like the secret story of Obi-Wan we never got. He still has the virtue of like him during the Clone Wars, like the soldier. He's still that soldier. But, you get to tell interesting stories that no one ever knew about. And then he ends up finally in Tatooine. That's my pitch, anyway. I feel like that. I feel like going that route would have been kind of cool, but I don't know.
I mean, I think I would have went a pretty similar route to that, where definitely undercover more, still kind of fighting behind the scenes, and I think I would have continued to put him on Tatooine just to like watch over Luke.
Yeah, of course, come back.
Maybe
yeah.
maybe have something where the Empire is starting to really disturb that town, and start impacting like Owen and them, and Obi-Wan has to interject a little bit.
Yeah, like start focusing other places. Every time they get close to Tatooine, they start to, oh, look what happened here. The rebels are here. Or Obi-Wan did something to make them like, look elsewhere. Kind of like I think something smart.
You can still have the encounters with Vader, but I just.
Yeah, you just never know like Vader just never knows it's Obi-Wan. He's like, oh, this guy in this mask or this guy in this. I wanted to see when they announced this show, right? I wanted to see Kenobi, Anakin, that constant battle, and how the Empire is building, how the Rebellion is slowly building, and the parts that they both play into it separately and together. But all we're getting right now is Leia and Reva and Leia and Reva and a little bit of Obi-Wan, and it's like they are getting a lot of screen time. Yeah,
they are.
And I think that idea would have been cool. Like, say you did that at this show, and then Andor comes out later on, like this, it's in October. What is it, October or August or something? And you see Obi-Wan he's like a janitor. He comes in and he's like, "That's me. All right, this is the plan. What you got? Like, build it up like this and inspire them." And like he said, "Don't give up hope." And and then like, "Oh, we got the word from Obi-Wan. He's out there still." Like, you know what I mean? Right. Like, stuff like that would have been cool to see. Like, I don't know.
They definitely could have cut the Leia screen time back. I think a perfect time to do that was after episode 1 or 2. I think it was 2.
Oh, it's too much.
He saved her. Like, he could have saved her right there and sent her on her way, called it a day. That's all we see of Leia. They pinpointed Obi-Wan's location. They're tailing him hot right now. Go from there.
This is honestly the Princess Leia show. You could have you could have replaced Obi-Wan and then tweak some things, and it could have been the Princess Leia show.
Right. And at first I thought when they introduced Leia and she's having this connection with Obi-Wan, I was like, oh, cool. They're tying into A New Hope, and her sending the hologram to Obi-Wan saying, help me, Obi-Wan, you're our only hope. I get that. That's cool. They could have left that at that, but they're still doing it. And I'm like, this isn't what I wanted to see. You could have ended that at episode 2 when he saved her, sent her on her merry way. The Empire, Reva, the Inquisitors, Vader, they're on Obi-Wan's tail, and go from there.
Yeah. I mean, you
didn't need to continue with this Leia stuff.
It's like, I don't know. I don't know what's complicating it. They have billions of dollars and trained people, like
all these shows coming
and we're two guys in our freaking bedrooms just trying to pitch ideas to each other, and it seems like we're coming up with reasonable ideas. And it doesn't seem like too crazy compared to all the retconning these guys are doing. It's kind of weird.
I'd imagine, all these shows that they're coming out with have budgets, right? Like, why wasn't this one that was really, really looked forward to? When they announced it and this cast and they're bringing it back, like, everyone was super excited for this. Why wasn't it more prioritized?
Handled with care. And
like you should have gave us, even if they gave us 45-minute episodes, like the first and second one, I would have been cool with it. Give me 45-minute episodes of substance, not fan service. Like, you can have some fan service in there, but give me substance to a story that just right now, like you had mentioned earlier, it's just running around in circles. They're at the same point that they were at the end of episode 3.
Literally, and it's like, they're at the same point that they were at episode 2. I think so. I mean, I think it just decision making is the biggest problem with the show, and I was kind of afraid of that because it's like you did the worst on both sides of this. If you're gonna tell an Obi-Wan show, right? You can tell a crazy balls to the wall Obi-Wan show. If you're gonna retcon things, you can make it worth it, and you can be like, look at all these dramatic moments, like these things that you can do. If we're gonna retcon it, might as well go big. But it's like, not only did you not go big, you did major retconning, and you held back with like the substance. Like you didn't even do it's for nothing. It's like like you're basically using Leia as like a MacGuffin. You know what I'm saying? And like she's a sweet, cute, funny MacGuffin, but it's just like you're telling a MacGuffin story and making these grand changes to the one of the most like treasured franchises of all time, and like you're not even doing anything interesting with it, at least until episode 4. Again, great thing. There are still great things about the show. I still like the acting. The characters are still entertaining and interesting. I think I wanted to spend more time with the rebels that they showed this episode. They seemed like their whole situation seemed interesting, but I mean, I feel like he should have been injured. Like this should have been like, you know, Bane breaking Batman's back type thing. Like what is this? Like like Vader burnt him like really badly, and how come Vader can't get healed like this? I don't know. I don't know, man. There's a lot of technical stuff that I have an issue with, and I think a year of development, if we were just like patient, if Disney was patient, didn't care about like making money maybe, or getting people on the Disney Plus app or whatever it is, if they didn't prioritize all that stuff, I think they would have had time to write it out better, just execute it better in general too. 'Cause I feel like a lot of things were cut. It seems like.
It definitely seems like it. When the first 3 episodes are over 40 minutes and then they give you a 32-minute episode, something was cut. Something was left out.
Yeah.
And it's a bunch of red flags for me.
Yeah. But, you know, hope springs eternal. If the next episode is like an hour 20, 15, and then the episode after that is an hour 20 or hour 15, and we get something that's worth it. You know, that's movie length. That's enough time to turn this franchise around, baby. That's you can get a movie in and say that was a great movie in that amount of time that you have. So hopefully it's building to something great. But so far it's probably going to be one of the like mid Star Wars shows to come out, if not like, you know, one of the not well received ones by the end of it, if it stays on this path. I think. But hope springs eternal. Anything else you want to say about this?
No. I mean, I really hope that they execute in episodes 5 and 6, man. I really do, because I would hate to see this series just not end on a good note.
Me too, bro. Well, we're hoping. You'll see us in episode 5. Everyone.
Episode 5, everyone.
Waits to come back for episode 5, and we're like, oh my god, this was great. Right. I can't. Everything the first 4 episodes, it was all setting up this. Just looking back, like,
give me Qui-Gon, give me a very good Vader Obi-Wan battle, and I'll be happy.
Yeah,
maybe not satisfied, but I'll be happy.
Exactly. So, episode 5. See you then, guys.